Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel here at Organically Fit. My name is Shannon and I bring you information that you can use to live your most best and beautiful life. So I came across a quote today that says, do something today that your future self will thank you for. So I started thinking about how much we put our lives on hold. It's never the right time, or you have other things that come up, and we are really good about procrastinating and going after what we really, really want in life. And before you know it, time goes by, other things happen in our life, and we are as far away from our imagined goal that we can possibly be. Life sometimes takes us on a path that is not what we imagined, but sometimes that's a really good thing because we meet people and we find purposes in our life that we never knew that were there. But sometimes it just leads us astray and we have a really hard time coming back. And I noticed this about people that want to now take control of their health because they realize that they're getting sicker and they are not feeling as good as they imagined, and they're getting older and they're feeling older. And face it, none of us have really wanted to feel older. When we look back at, when we were in our teens or in our 20s or even our early 30s, if we were in good health, we never imagined that we would be anything other than in good health until we start getting older and we start living a life that's not necessarily good for us. And we end up getting sicker and not feeling as good as we possibly could, or as we possibly can. And as we get older, we tend to find more and more excuses. It's so easy to find an excuse. And the more we procrastinate and the more we put things off, the harder it is to refocus on our goal and get back on track to where it is that we wanted to go in the first place. So how do we go about getting back on track and getting back to the path that we think that we're supposed to be on? Well, first, I think that you need to know where you are. You need to be okay with where you are at this point in time. You have to own up to it. Take ownership and responsibility for the path that you've traveled and the fact that you are where you are. So whether it's like a health thing, like, you've put on too many pounds, or you don't have the right career, the career that you wanted to have, and you just kind of settled. Whatever it is, you have to take responsibility for that, and know that you've made all these choices to be here, and now you have the power to change that. So once you know where you are in life, then think about what your goal is, whether it's a health goal, a professional goal, a personal goal, whatever it is. Think about what you want that to be. Something you've always dreamed of and just kind of let go in the past, or is it something new, some new goal that you decided you wanted to pursue? Whatever it is, decide what it is. Decide what your purpose is. And sometimes we don't always know what it is. We don't know what our purpose is. But that's okay, because we have to travel down this road of self-discovery. Journaling is a great place to start if you're trying to figure out where it is that you are going, because like I said, sometimes we lose our focus and we lose track of where that path may have been leading us or where we wanted to go in the first place. So journaling is a great place to start because, and you don't have to be a writer to be a journal, to write a journal. You don't have to even like writing, but it's a really good way to figure out, to write down your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions, and not be judged. Sometimes even if we share our thoughts and our ambitions with family and friends, there's that element of judgment, but when you're journaling, the only one you have to judge is yourself. So with journaling or goal writing, whatever you want to call it, whatever is going to get you motivated to start using it as a tool, make that a judgment-free zone. So in other words, you're not going to be judging what you're writing. You're just going to be writing it down, writing your thoughts down, writing your feelings down, writing your goals down. And sometimes in reading back on those thoughts and those goals that we want to accomplish, we may, have some epiphanies. We may come to the realization that, we're maybe limiting ourselves, or we're not giving ourselves enough credit for what it is that we actually can accomplish, or maybe we're just plain making excuses. So this is a way to hold yourself accountable and to be able to come to the reality as to what's holding you back from creating your reality and going after those dreams and goals that you want to go after. So find yourself a little notebook. It's, it doesn't have to be something expensive. It doesn't have to be anything fancy, unless of course that's what you love and that's going to get you writing in it every day. Then you do you and make it as simple or as elaborate as you want, as long as it's something that's going to encourage you to go back to it every day, read it, and continue to grow yourself. So I found these two little notebooks. They're simple little notebooks with just some lines in them. I think I found them at Joann's or Michael's for a couple of bucks. So again, it doesn't have to be super fancy. So the second reason that I really like having a journal, it gives you a point of focus. So when you write down your goal, then you have something to focus on and you have a destination. Or having that destination of your goal will provide a point of reference and be the driver for whatever actions it is that you need to take towards that goal that's going to get you a little bit closer to that goal. If you don't know what that path is, it's okay. We don't need to know what the path is. We just need to know what the destination is, and the path will work out itself. I'm going to talk a little bit more in the next couple of videos about making goals and making SMART goals, which is an acronym for coming up with some really good goals, something that is meaningful for you and a really good way to go about approaching them. But in the meantime, write your goals down and where you see yourself in the near future, the far future, wherever that may be. We have to start somewhere. So we don't know the definite path of how we're going to get to where that goal is, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible. And sometimes our goals seem like they are so far-fetched and just impossible to get to. But our job is not to worry about how we're going to get there, but that we are going to get there at some point. And putting those goals down on paper is a loving reminder to yourself every day that you have something that you're working towards. So every day you can get up and you look at your goal and know you may not know the path that you're going to walk to get to that goal, but you're going to take the first step that's going to lead you towards that goal. So you can make it a point every day, read your goals and look at where you want your destination to be, and then you are going to make a conscious effort to take a step towards that goal. For instance, let's say you want to go back to school. So, or you want, we'll use the go back to school. So the first step you would take to go back to school is to do some research. What school do you want to go to? What do you want to major in? Do some investigative work on, how the school function, what's the tuition, how long is it going to take you to finish? And just kind of start there. Do your research and figure out what your next step is going to be. Is weight loss, for example. Think about how much weight you want to lose, why you want to lose that weight, and what are some changes that you can make to your life right now to kind of go towards that goal or lead you towards that goal of weight loss. So whether it's, today I'm going to cook a healthy meal at home instead of eating out, or today I'm going to take my lunch to work instead of buying fast food. So just to think about taking, those little baby steps, because those baby steps are what are going to turn into big steps and eventually get us to our destination. So like I said, we're going to talk some more about creating these goals and making them more realistic. Not to say that something extravagant, you can't make your goal as something extravagant, but we want a realistic approach to them, and a systematic approach so that we are more likely to reach our destination. So for now, I'm going to leave you with those two thoughts. Journaling to help focus your ideas and help focus your goals, and journaling and reading your goals so that you can determine what your first step is going to be towards that goal. And then on our next video, we're going to talk about how to make your goals more clear and how to approach them in such a way that they are manageable and accomplishable. So on that note, I'm going to leave you with that, and go out and buy, a journal, or you might even have one laying around your house. Think about what direction you want your life to go in. It's never too late to go after something that you really want. Just a really quick story. When I turned 40, I wanted to do a triathlon. Don't know why I wanted to do a triathlon, I just did. And that includes, for those of you who are not aware of what a triathlon is, there's a swimming leg, a running leg, and a biking leg. So I was pretty comfortable with running. I didn't bike. I biked casually, but not what you need to actually, bike in a race. And I did not know how to swim. But it's something that I wanted to really do, something that I wanted to accomplish. So I went to the YMCA, my local YMCA. They had a master's swim class. So the YMCA was like, whatever the YMCA costs, barely nothing. And the swimming classes were on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and those were free. So I learned how to swim because I knew that was something I needed to do in order to, reach my goal of completing a triathlon. And then I did research on how to train for a triathlon. So I took it, in steps, and then I registered for my very first triathlon, which was a sprint. I made it like a little small one, something manageable. So that was my goal. And I was able to accomplish that by taking all those little small steps. So that's what I mean about talking, taking those small steps towards what you want to do, even though it may seem impossible. But our job, again, is not to worry about how we're going to get there, just taking that first step toward it. And then the rest of it, I think, will just play out itself, as long as we're diligent about our steps. So anyway, I will see you on the next video. Thanks guys for sharing this time with me. I hope you got something out of this. And follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and definitely hit like if you like this video and share it with friends. So until next time, start journaling and follow your happy. You guys take care.